And here we have Lonzo Stalker Wilkinson listed as GI Classified number 46 in the series produced by Hasbro. The box features custom artwork by Frank Morrison and comes with 10 accessories according to its sell sheet. So there we have more of the custom artwork just for the figure. Standard other side. Standard backside art, which is really awesome. All the trademark, copyright, and hazards information. Because lots of kids can eat those, eat all these accessories. And there we have 46 on the top. And so, let's go ahead and break open this box. This particular design is heavily influenced by its original 1982 figure, with some modernized elements, obviously, with added detail and an updated look. The articulation includes swivel/hinge ankles, boot swivels, double hinge knees, swivel thighs, ball-jointed drop-down hips, ball-jointed waist, mid-torso hinge, butterfly pecs, swivel hinge shoulders, bicep swivels, double hinged elbows, swivel hinge wrists, ball jointed neck base, and a barbell jointed head. Its accessories it comes with is a beret, a scarf, a holster for the rifle, there are various holsters and sheaths already attached to the figure. Well, I mean, I guess this counts as like a backpack rifle holster, but whatever. 2 rifles, 2 magazines. Like it. There we go. Ooh, kind of fiddly to hold. Two magazines over there. And a pistol with an extended cartridge. The suppressor, which fits on that pistol. And a knife. And here we have Sgt Stalker completely kitted out, either holding or wearing all of his accessories, which is really awesome. I think it's really great. All of them fit really well into their respective places. His backpack pegs into his back well. He's able to hold his rifles well, and obviously the holsters do a great job of holding the weapons. In fact, they're so sturdy that if you were to put it on your display shelf and knock into it, I have relative confidence that they're not going to pop off as easily as some other toy lines or maybe some other figures in the Hasbro line, which is really great. So we're going to take a look at where all his accessories are. We see a holster for his standard pistol, and you can also see another part to hold his silencer, which he's actually holding and is attached to his gun. We see the holster for the knife. The knife fits in perfectly. We also see that backpack holding the rifle and the magazine, which is, again, a really nice feature that you don't have to pick and choose or put the magazine in a separate area. He's also wearing his scarf, which fits nicely over his vest, which is a surprise. I was kind of expecting it to look a little messier or maybe come up to his chin, but pleasantly surprised by that. His beret fits really, really well. And you can see his other rifle with the mag clip attached and the bullets feeding into the gun. So that's all really looking really cool. All his joints are solid, none wiggly in the retail version that I got, which is really great. My Snake Eyes actually had that issue where he had an ab crunch, abnormality where he kind of wiggles, so it's kind of difficult to pose him on a shelf. Posing on the shelf, that being said, if this guy takes a tumble, he's probably going to drop all his stuff. But right now you can see that he's holding his guns pretty well. His fingers also go through the triggers, which is a nice treat. Not all the time does that happen, but I do believe that Hasbro keeps it in mind for the figures to be able to do that. You can see that here. And not only that, the types of plastic that are used for the rifle, I do not have too much concerns about let's say the magazine peg or the silencer peg snapping off if you were to remove and replace them with some level of frequency. So, some of my final thoughts about the Sergeant Slaughter figure, as well as figure comparisons, just in a little bit, is that this is a great figure. Tons of amazing detail. The accessories fit perfectly. I would honestly hate to lose any one of these pieces because there is a place for each of them on this spectacular figure. We can see again how well his rifle and the magazine fit into the backpack. We can see here I've put the suppressor and the pistol into the holster, and they fit superbly. Again, everything fits really well. I'm actually really surprised because I'm so used to certain accessories just popping off quite easily. Like you'd put the figure down, all of a sudden the backpack pops off if you don't have the hat or helmet on correctly. It just kind of looks awkward, but it sits. Everything sits really, really well, which I'm really happy about. And this clip looks like it actually would feed into the gun, which is really great. It's, whatever they did, the types of plastic that they use, perfect for what it is. Another thing to note is that all the things that peg into each other, we're talking about the suppressor, we're talking about both the magazines, I guess as well as the hat. The types of plastic being used, I have fairly high confidence that they're not going to snap with frequent kind of disengaging and re-engaging of them, which is really good. It's kind of like a softer plastic rather than a brittle hard plastic. We'll see how it does over time, but those are my thoughts on that. It also stands really well. It is a hefty figure. All the joints are really great. They move without too much of an issue. You might have to put a little more oomph the first time you use it, but none of these limbs are anything where you have to run it over hot water or boil it or boiling water for a short period of time. I'd also like to point out that none of the joints seem stiff or loose, which is great. It's just like the right amount of give for each of the parts. I actually had a problem with my Snake Eyes figure, which I got, where the ab crunch was extremely loose, which made it very difficult for him to be posed in cool, like ninja ways. He could really only stand up and try to look intimidating in that way. So here we're going to be comparing this figure with another figure from the line, the Alley Viper. Whose color scheme is in stark contrast to Sgt Stalker. The Alley Viper has absolutely nowhere to hide unless he's in a barrel of oranges, I guess. So, as expected, it scales perfectly with other G.I. Joe classified figures. This one being the representative one for it. However, unfortunately, it will not scale very well with Hasbro's Power Ranger line. It will not quite look correct with the Marvel Legends line either, and Spider-Man being the generic avatar for the 6-inch figure line, where I've measured it, and it's just as close to 6 inches as you can get, I should say. So that's pretty cool. Probably the other best line that you might be able to scale it with would be the Star Wars Black Series. However, my Mandalorian is just a smidge too short to stand next to Sgt Stalker without looking just a little bit weird. But if you collect McFarlane toys, it is wildly out of scale with the McFarlane line. As you can see, the Michael Keaton Batman here from the Flash movie. Great figure, but does not play well with any with any Hasbro 6-inch figure lines. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts about what you think about your Sergeant Stalker figure, and whether you think I've missed anything. Thanks for watching, guys.